I think it's time to fire the welder, because that isn't supposed to look like that. Here's one of the places we want to put a culvert in. This is what we refer to as the rocky area. It's on the northern end of, is it a corral number 2? And you can see we've put some big rocks in. This is actually a pretty significant dip when you bring the skid steer or the tractor over, especially when you have the 15-foot cutter. So what we're wanting to do is, I'm hoping I could use the skid steer with the bucket and dig it out a little bit, lay down the culvert, put fill dirt on top, put a geotex mat, and then put some crusher run. Not make it 100% level, but make it way more easier and manageable to pass. Went ahead and put the culvert in, made sure that the water was flowing through. I still need to bring in some more fill dirt, push this in. There's a side stream that I need to figure out how to clean up and redirect, which probably means I need to dig up over here just a bit more. You can see it's pretty high. I'll go ahead and try to terrace it and make the water come in a little bit better, but it's going in, so it's working. I'll clean this up a little bit more and make sure that the water flows through. I'm sure there's going to be sediment that's going to go in, but right now I just got to go ahead and put more fill dirt in, and then once I got some decent fill dirt, I'll put the geotex down, put some of those 2s and 3s, and then it'll be a nice crossing, way safer, way better. Here's the end. The water's flowing through pretty well. Here's where we are so far. So I've put in probably around 5 to 6 bucket loads of fill dirt, and have run over it a couple of times with the skid steer. Skid steer weighs like 12,000 pounds, so it really compacts it. It probably needs another 3 or 4 loads of dirt, but it's starting to come together. I had to clear this out a little bit because there was water coming from the backside, so now it's flowing pretty well and it's been directed correctly. So I'll probably come in here and clean this up just a little bit more and make sure it completely goes in the culvert. But there's about a foot of fill dirt in some areas, a little less right here, but I need to keep on adding some more It may not be 100% level, but it'd be way better than what it was before. It's really windy. It's around 11:30. I'm gonna go check on the dogs, get a quick bite to eat, and then come out of here and hopefully finish this in the next couple of hours. Here's about 10 or 12 loads of fill dirt. I went ahead and raised the elevation. I'm gonna go ahead and put some geotex next, and then put down the 2s and 3s stone, put some cap rocks. Probably have at least a foot of dirt over the pipe, so it's flowing pretty well. It should work. I put a little bit of stone in there just to give it a little bit of strength, and with the dirt, probably like 80% done right now. Here's the back end. It's flowing pretty good. So this is what I mean by geotex. Geotex, I think, is a brand name, but you can pick this up at Lowe's. It's just woven material. It's plastic, and all it does is hold the rocks from finding their way down into the earth and keep on going down. They actually stay, so this is just a good, really good base, so you don't have to constantly be filling rock when it starts disappearing and going into the ground. So I'll go ahead and start laying down some 2s and 3s, and I try to keep the line here, so I don't want to extend it beyond. I'll put a little bit of extra rock at the beginning and then just a little further as well, but this is the majority of it. Here's the first load. Dusty. There's my first culvert. Put down, I think, 8 loads of 2x3s, and then just a couple of loads of the crusher run, which is the finer stuff that will hopefully work its way into the 2s and 3s and then make it really strong, almost like concrete, but way better than where we started off from this morning. Put down that geotex, which will keep the rock from sinking or disappearing, and now we have a clear path from the gate into the rocky area, where before we had to maneuver, and wasn't that safe either with the skid steer, definitely not with the tractor and the 15-foot cutter, but we have plenty of room now to maneuver. The culvert is working perfectly, getting all that water in and then discharging on the other side. So looks like it's a win. My first culvert. I got one more to do along with the gate on the east side. Let's see how that goes. Gonna head into town, go get some gas. I've been burning a lot of gas using the skid steer, so gonna go refuel it, and then I'll be back at it. This next project's gonna be laying down some geotex. We call this the E-skate, and as you can notice, it's a little muddy. It's a little bit of an incline as well, so it has a natural Y where we turn to the right or we turn to the left. I'm going to try to follow that Y and put geotex on that Y, and then have it come down a little ways down there, not all the way to where the gravel is right now, but maybe 20 or 30 feet down, and that way It will help when we have trailers come in and out of here and you need to have a good running start to get onto the main road. You won't worry about it being too muddy or wet or slippery. And then aesthetically too, it's just pretty good to have a good access point and not have to worry about getting stuck or anything like that. So I'm gonna try to lay down some geotex here in the next hour. I think I got 3 hours before sunset. Lay down the geotex. The gravel's right behind me, so it's not too far away to maneuver it back and forth. And hopefully that'll be the last project before it gets too late. Geotex at the east gate has been laid down. There's sort of the V, or at least what I'm wanting to do. I might be able to extend it a little bit more. I have extra geotex matting, and then I just need to make sure that we have enough crusher run and 2s and 3 rocks. The sun is behind the ridge line, so it's going to get really cold. The wind has not really let down, so the windshield's making it feel like in the 20s right now. I'm gonna get in the skid steer, try to finish this up. Jen just called and said that she's on her way with the kids, so they'll probably be out here in a couple of hours. And you can see down there, John Deere, aka my neighbor Chris, showed up with the welder, and they're repairing the excavator where that thumb and the bad welds came undone. So he's doing that tonight. So as soon as I finish putting down rock, I'll go down there and see what else they need, or if they need a hand. Got done putting down that rock at the east gate. It is very cold right now. The wind is just blowing, but we got it done. Hopefully this will make things easier coming in and out of this gate and this entrance. You can go out to the right, or you can go out to the left and still be able to have some traction and come down. I'll probably extend it a little bit more. It looks like we have extra rock to go ahead and do it. I just want to make sure I can finish that culvert. It's that cold. And I'm gonna go check on John Deere with the neighbor, see how they're doing coming along with the excavator. But hopefully not much longer.
So there's the thumb. The new welds and the brake that had to be redone. So all fixed.